James, I know you mentioned the level of excitement, the expectation that you had for this building and playoff game one for into a dome. Just what can you say after having played in it?
It's a good start. It's a good game one.
From the fan,
game one and into it.
Yeah, from the fan aspect.
It was cracking. It was loud. It was just how we expected it to be. You know what I mean? That's one of the reasons why we jumped out to a huge lead. You know what I mean? They got behind us and just rode their wave.
I feel like you kind of made a point of emphasis to be aggressive early. Was that something you were thinking about coming into this game that you felt this team needed?
That's always. You know, me being aggressive is not just scoring. It's, you know, facilitating. It's doing other things. So, you know, I got some shots to fall early, and that kind of just, you know, got the guys rallied up, and everybody made shots. You know, we had opportunities, especially in the first two games, and shots that we didn't make. You know, which this league is a make or miss league. You know what I mean? So we knew other guys, you know, that hadn't, you know, made shots in the first two games were gonna make shots, and you know, we did that tonight.
James, you guys finished the first quarter on a 10-0 run, and it seems like from then on out, you guys imposed you guys' will defensively.
Yep.
You never really looked back. Why are you guys so locked in defensively? I know game one you guys fell short, but it seems like since then you guys have been locked in. You guys haven't.
We've been that way all year long. We've been that way all year long.
Yeah.
Like that's our calling. Like that, if we wouldn't even be in the postseason if it wasn't for our defense. So we know, like going into games, like no matter what happens offensively, you know, we gotta be on point defensively. That's what keeps us in the game. You know, so we've been like that all year, and you know, as much as perfect as we want to be, like we aren't. You know what I mean? So we make mistakes, we cover for each other, and we just continue to, you know, be resilient and keep fighting defensively. And you know, the first game, you know, we 20 turnovers on the road, you can't win. You know, it's very, very difficult to win, and we still gave ourselves a chance. Tonight, how many we had? 10. Like, that's the game right there. Game two, we had 10 as well. So you do that and you rebound the basketball, you make shots, you give yourself a chance to win.
Yeah, too, right? I'm curious to know, like, what the conversation at halftime was. You guys had a lead, and you know that you played well to start that second half, and you have control of the game. Like, what was the conversation like to just amongst each other to maintain control that y'all built and established?
There were some things that we still could have got better at, like pick and roll. Jokic is up. You know, he's doing a good job of being up. And you know, first half, Zoo had like 3 or 4 opportunities where he got the ball into the basket and he missed a layup. I think he got fouled one time, and I forgot what happened the other 2 times. But like, Zoo, go dunk the ball. Like, finish those plays. You know what I mean? So there's things like that offensively that we can get better at, and there's some things that we adjusted to defensively that we saw that they were doing. That we felt we can get better at. And so it's just, you know, it's constant. Like, there's no let-ups, there's always communication, and there's always, you know, room for improvement for us.
Was good, and also great game for you today, man.
Sure.
Also, I want to say, you being the vet, the OG of the team, what are you telling your teammates after that victory that y'all just had? Like, hey, it's just one game, but let's try to continue this through the rest of the season, or the rest of the series.
We got to start preparing for Game 4 now. You know what I mean? Like, we know what we're dealing with. You know what I mean? Like, Jokic is something special. And those guys, you know, him, AG and Jamal and Michael, they've been together for so many years. They won a championship together. So they've been down in the series before. Like, for us, it's just, you know, we can't get too out. We're not celebrating like we do what we're supposed to do. You know what I mean? So I've been in the playoffs for 16 years. And for us, it's just, you know, preparing ourselves now for Game 4. And the earlier we can get a jump on that, the better off we'll be. But it's gonna be even tougher for Game 4. You know, we got to mentally prepare and know that. So tomorrow, we'll go over some things, we'll walk over some things, and we'll be ready to go for Saturday.
James, the Lue JVG coaching pairing, for those that haven't been able to be in a practice or a huddle,
Elite.
what makes them so effective? Yeah.
It's like the perfect relationship. I don't know. They just know what the hell they doing. You know what I mean? Seriously, like they always on the same page. Like, they don't overstep each other's toes. They, you know, tell us what we need to do on both ends of the ball, and you know, we go out there and do it. But it's just like, you know what I mean? They yin and yang, literally yin yang twins. It's fucking hot up here. Seriously.
James, you guys have been priding yourselves on your defense, and it feels like your defense wouldn't be as good as it would be without the camaraderie and chemistry you guys have. Like, we've seen the team photos you guys post and everything. Can you just tell us about, like, what's that chemistry been like and that camaraderie as you head into that playoffs? Because you can see everybody celebrating for each other.
Very fun. Like, this is what when you think about an NBA team, this is what you envision. I've been on several different teams, and it's probably one of the coolest teams in the sense of like everybody understands who each other is, accept them for who they are, and go out there and compete and have each other's back. Knowing like who's the guys, this is what you're great at, this is what you're great at, this is what your weakness is, but we can cover up for that. Like, we all know, and that's what makes this team so special. So, we got a big game for us, and this is our first time going through this postseason. And as long as we continue to communicate and have each other's back, like good things are bound to happen for us.
Two more. James, right here. You had mentioned like it's one of the coolest teams you've ever been on.
Yep.
You talk about just what it means to you to play with a bunch of selfless guys.
Yeah.
Guys who just want to play defense and want to
Sacrifice. Yeah, that's a part of it. Guys probably feel like they need to be shooting the basketball more, or getting more touches, or running more plays, for whatever you want to call it. Like, these guys know that the ball's going to get to them eventually. However that looks. And Lue and our coaching staff do an unbelievable job of like mixing it in. For me, my job is easy. I can score, but I'm the facilitator as well. So I can understand when guys are getting shots, when guys are going, and when it's time for me to exert myself. And that's the cool part about it. I'm like running the show, but understanding like, hey, Zoo might have it going tonight, or Norm, or Why might have it going. And I'm cool enough to where if I don't got it going, or if those guys got it going, I can facilitate and make other guys better, or get those guys who got it going that night out of the ball. So, it's possession by possession, is game by game. Tonight it was a collective group. Last game we see why had it going. First game I had it going. So it's a balance of just having each other's back, see who has it going, and then just riding the game, and it's going to dictate. It's going to show you who got it going. So for our team, we got each other's back, and that's it's pretty cool to be around.
James, I just want to know, what was the feeling like playing with such a loud and supportive crowd during the whole game?
It was really loud. It's probably the loudest it's been all year. We expected that, but like I said before, Game 4 needed to be even louder. Denver is a very, very tough team. They've been through it all, and they're not going to just give in. So we got to make sure that we come out ready to go, prepared for Game 4.
Thanks, James.
Thanks.